What's up, Misfit Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is your 2022 review for the Elimination Chamber. Sorry, I am getting this up late. I'm coming off a lack of sleep from yesterday, so I decided, let's push the review back a day. Because boy, were people hot last night, and I don't mean in a good way. But I'll tell you why you're wrong and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because if you like what you see here, hit the like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button on the good old YouTube machine. You can follow me on social media, Misfit Podcast TV on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, Misfit Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, even though no one really uses it anymore. Follow the other audio platforms this show is on: Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Stitcher, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast. I've decided I'm not putting this on what's the damn thing called? iTunes. Because iTunes wants you to subscribe to their shit to put their stuff on there. I'm like, no. So, there's that. I also did watch a little bit about on the Valley. CM Punk was there, not on the show. He was in the crowd. Doing what? Don't know why he was there. Scouting, who knows? He was there. I did watch Mercedes Moné versus Kairi Hojo. It was the match was really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed the match. I'm still not a fan of Kairi losing the title after one title defense. I'm also still not a fan of how they booked the Tam Nakano Kairi Sane match at Wrestle Kingdom. They only got 5 minutes there. But here they were able to give 20-something minutes to this match. I'm like, well, what the fuck, New Japan? Switchblade Jay White is done with New Japan Pro Wrestling officially. He lost his loser leaves New Japan match to Eddie Kingston. And I believe he's on his way to Stanford and WWE. That should be interesting. So Okada spoke English in an English promo, which was surprising to hear. But Battle of the Valley was an alright show. There was people who were having issues with that streaming, but good show overall. But we're here to talk about Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 2 chamber matches. We had an incredible men's Elimination Chamber match. We had a really good mixed tag match. We've seen an okay women's Elimination Chamber match with the right out winner. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar was not very good again. I just don't want to see this again. I don't have any Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley suck. That's a terrible match that they should have never booked to begin with because they do not have great chemistry together at all. Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, phenomenal match. I actually loved the ending of the show. I loved the finish because it just makes sense. The right person went over. Sami Zayn was never going to win the championship. He was never designed to win the championship. The story was never about Sami and Roman Reigns. And last night proved it with the ending that they did. And on top of that, Roman Reigns was not going to drop the title 6 weeks before WrestleMania. You stupid, fucking ignorant people. But let's talk about it here. Show opened with Women's Elimination Chamber match. Asuka's the first one to come out, not of the pod, but come out to the ring. Massive pop. The most over woman in this match. Rightfully so. So the match starts with Liv Morgan and Natalya. You got Raquel, Nikki Cross, and Carmella, also with Asuka in the 4 pods. Natalya and Liv Morgan kick things off. They start going back and forth until Liv Morgan launches Natalya's face into the steel structure. Natalya, and I believe this is Liv Morgan here, just bouncing off the ropes. For some reason, she decides to kiss Natalya to do something. It was it was very weird. Liv Morgan then pushed Natty's head into the steel, but Natalya responds by sending Liv Morgan into one of the pods. The pods tonight were either reinforced or whatnot, because during the men's match, they did not break. So, I believe it broke in this match somewhere. Natty then bounces Morgan's legs off the ropes, off the top rope, as she throws her into the steel. Raquel Rodriguez comes into the match with no reaction, because she doesn't deserve a reaction right now, because she's fucking terrible. Raquel starts doing her own thing. Liv Morgan gets caught in midair by Raquel. Despite showing the power, Natalya rolls down and hits a sunset flip, which sends Raquel into the steel. This is going on under the outside here, outside the ring on one of the platform areas. Morgan goes for a coda but gets caught by Raquel, who holds her for Natalya to deliver a neck breaker, and then Natty then attacks Rodriguez. After that, in comes Nikki Cross like a ball of fire. Nikki Cross she starts wasting no time charging at everyone. Just starts just hitting things as it's moving. Like, that's what she does. Raquel starts charging back at Nikki Cross, but Cross then avoids it. Raquel crashes into the post. She then sends Liv Morgan and Natalya to the outside. Morgan flips on head first into a pod. Then Nikki Cross scales the structure and does a high cross body off one of the pods, which looked, again, people ask me, why is Nikki Cross in this match? To do crazy things like that. Carmella enters in, gets the worst reaction of the night. Boo! Well, one of the worst reactions of the night. People hate this woman so much. Carmella tries to instantly pin a couple of women, doesn't work. Then she goes to she's already fucked up here by trying to talk trash to Asuka, who's just in the pod, and that doesn't help at all. Cross appears to start chasing Carmella back into the ring. Raquel then gets Asuka takes Nikki Cross, drives her through one of the pods, which I believe did break. Carmella gets out just in time, and went to go hide like a little scared little cat. Cross gets pinned by Raquel, which got a lot of boos. I wasn't a fan of Nikki Cross getting pinned so easily after that great spot off the pod like that. Raquel Rodriguez ends up eliminating Nikki Cross. Raquel gets a code breaker for her troubles by Liv Morgan, and then Liv starts climbing the structure while Raquel drives Natalya's face into the turnbuckle. Raquel fights Natty in the corner, but this all of a sudden ends up being a sunset flip powerbomb from Liv Morgan from the top of the pod. It's looked really nice. Digging at the job done, though, Raquel was able to kick out. Carmella was the one who stole the pin, tried to steal the pin, but Raquel didn't get kicked out. Asuka then enters the match, chases and beats the ever-living shit out of Carmella into the pod and the steel, which was beautiful stuff. The crowd came unglued for Asuka. There was Asuka's gonna kill you chants, which was true. It was gonna happen, and it was a beautiful thing to see. Asuka starts unloading her kicks and strikes. Carmella avoids one of the enziguri kicks that she hits. Asuka's foot hits the pod, but she was able to quickly recover and just kick Carmella into the face. Raquel starts thinks she can take down Asuka, which is hilarious. Then she just fucking puts not Carmel. What the fuck is her name? Raquel into the octopus stretch, but she unfortunately gets powered out by a missile drop kick from Liv Morgan into Asuka. Morgan hits a code breaker to Natalia, but she blame apes for sorry for the cough there. Oblivion. So Liv Morgan then starts, Liv Morgan looks to hit Oblivion. Carmella hits the super kick on Liv Morgan. That leads to Natalia locking in the sharpshooter, but Liv Morgan is trying to fight against it. Asuka then locks in a submission on her own, and Natalia and Asuka was able to eliminate Liv Morgan, and she passes out. Natalia then places her focus on Asuka, but it's distracted by Carmella, nails a super kick, and just like that, Natalia's gone. Just like that. Super kick, Natalia's gone. I'm like, what? I mean, this should tell you a lot of how they really think about Natalia. I don't really care for Natalia, but I just think that's funny as hell. So then, Raquel decides to target both women, but doesn't help very much as both Asuka and Carmella pin Raquel Rodriguez. This didn't take so long. Asuka just beats the shit out of Carmella. It's puts in the Asuka lock. I think she put in the Asuka lock. It was a version of whatever she calls the new move. She put it in on Carmella. Carmella taps out. Asuka wins. She'll be facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. The right woman won. This just makes a lot of sense. No one else made any sense to win this match. And they would have been stupid to put anybody but Asuka in the match with Bianca Belair. I'm sorry if you're gonna put a gun to my head at Talby to map out three of the big title matches for the women, for the two women's matches and the world title match. I tell you right flat that it's Cody Roman, Rhea Charlotte, and Asuka Bianca. Now, before the Royal Rumble, I had it being still going to be Roman and Cody, but the other two matches I had was Bianca, Rhea, and Asuka Charlotte. But they flipped the two opponents around. So, but it's fine by me, and I don't care how the story is told. The person coming out of WrestleMania with the Raw Women's Championship should be Asuka. Sorry, this Bianca Belair push has gone on too long. She doesn't need to win another WrestleMania. She doesn't need to have that another moment. She's had her moments at WrestleMania. Asuka hasn't had a moment at WrestleMania yet. And this narrative that Asuka's been pushed too much, easily forget how her push was with Vince McMahon. Sure, she won the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship, but how much of those title runs do you actually remember? I mean, Asuka was having a decent run with the SmackDown Women's title. She won the title in a phenomenal TLC match against Charlotte and Becky. Had an incredible match at the Royal Rumble with Becky that year in 2019. But then immediately dropped the title back to Charlotte. Like, what? 3 weeks before WrestleMania, just to have Charlotte Flair have a title going into WrestleMania. And hey, the funny thing is, we're here at this again. Third WrestleMania row not in a row, but this is going to be the third WrestleMania. Actually, no. See, 35, 34, 35, 36. No, 34, 35, 36, not counting 37, 38, and 39. That's going to be 5 WrestleManias in a row that Charlotte Flair is going to walk into WrestleMania with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Why? I hope to God that Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair lose. This is the one year at WrestleMania I think everyone's losing their championship. Gunther's going to lose the Intercontinental title. Roman's going to lose the World title. Usos are going to lose the SmackDown, both tag titles. Asuka is going to win the Raw Women's title, and Charlotte's going to lose the SmackDown Women's title to, what the fuck is her name? Rhea Ripley. But Asuka, I'm so glad she's got a renewed push. The fans in Montreal were so behind Asuka. I think LA will be the same way for the Empress of Tomorrow, the murder clown herself. Next up, the worst thing on the show, Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar loses via DQ. The whole setup from the night before makes no sense now because Bray Wyatt had said on SmackDown that whoever walks out of Elimination Chamber between these two, they should run, implying that at WrestleMania it's going to be baby relation. Bray Wyatt versus one of these two. It looks like it may be Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt, and Bobby Lashley. I don't know. I don't care now. This was just a giant waste of time. Like, I knew there wasn't going to be any type of actual finish to this match. I knew it. I knew it was either, to me, I thought it was going to be that this match was never going to start. I thought they were going to do that. But no, they went with the DQ finish. They went with the lame ending, and that was a DQ finish. And then Lesnar beats up another referee. That was just terrible. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this match ever again. But knowing WWE, they're going to do it again. But this match is so fucking terrible. WWE goes back to doing their WrestleMania Go Hollywood trailers. They aired one of their first of many ones they're going to be doing. I'm hoping on Raw I hope on Raw they're gonna play some of the other ones, but this one was Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch doing an homage to the Joker. Seth Rollins looks amazing as the Joker, by the way. He was doing the whole the scene from Joker where he's dancing on the staircase. But it was to a different song, but this one is to his own theme song, which is funny. There was also spray tagged on the wall. Seth freaking Rollins. Becky Lynch is in this one as Batman, and her Batman voice was hilarious. But this was great. Because I saw they also had a little bit of the teasers of the other ones in a WrestleMania ad. I cannot wait to see all of them. I'm actually interested to see what the Bloodline one looks like, because that just sounds a lot funny. Rhea Ripley's doing one, and I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think Rhea Ripley's going to be based on New Mutants or something. It looks like X-Men related, but I'm not sure. But it should be interesting. Edge, Beth Phoenix defeated Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. This match was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed this. Dominic Mysterio gets booed out of the building again. There's also "Fuck You, Dominic," which was funny. Michael Cole. It's always great to hear Michael Cole talk about his disdain for Dominic Mysterio. I'm telling you, I feel like Michael Cole hates Dominic Mysterio more than Triple H hated JR hated Triple H in 2002, which is hilarious. But this match was great. Rhea Ripley is great. She's super over. She's always going to be over. She was over the this past Monday on Raw. I think it was past Monday on Raw. Was it? Yes, it was. It was. I couldn't remember if it was this past Monday or the Monday before that. But the match ends with, so at some point Edge chases Dominic Mysterio out of the arena, but Dominic then comes back. He hands brass knucks to Rhea Ripley. Rhea nails Edge with them. Balor gets a pinfall onto Edge. Beth tries to break it up, but Edge was able to kick out. Near the end of it, they're going back and forth. Edge and Beth Phoenix hit a shadow machine onto Finn Balor. Edge picks up the win, and Rhea Ripley looks strong going into her match with Rhea Ripley, with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. I don't know what that shadow machine was for. I don't know if it was a tease or just a shout out to FTR, because Dax Harwood have been teasing a lot of moves to WWE with showing a WWE contract in one of his things. So next up, we got men's Elimination Chamber match of the night. In my opinion, this was the most NXT takeover worthy match ever. That's ever happened in the main roster. This match here gave me such NXT takeover vibes, like old school black and gold NXT takeover vibes. Everyone in this match looked better for what they did. Everyone shined out. Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and who was the other one? Montez Ford was in the pods. The match started off with Johnny Gargano and Seth freaking Rollins, which is a match I want to see one-on-one for like 20 minutes for the WWE Championship, or even even the United States Championship. That's just a lot of fun. So Rollins and Gargano have your usual NXT takeover 5-minute opener part. For the first 5 minutes of the match that they would do, the rolling reverse pins going back and forth. Damian Priest is in the pod, just watching everything. Austin Theory enters. Austin Theory tries to plead with the Gargano to start teaming up to take on Rollins, but he gets kicked in the face. Austin Theory tries to run, gets back into his pod, which is this is probably my funny thing. So Gargano chases Austin Theory. Austin Theory got back into his pod, and he's just like taunting Gargano. And little does he know, the other side of his pod for some reason was, I don't know why that was open, but it was. Seth Rollins walks into the other side, attacks and sneak attacks Theory. They both get into the pod together and just beat the shit out of Austin Theory. It was great. It was great stuff. I want to see them team together with I think they would have great chemistry as a tag team too. Like not right now, but I mean like later down the road, sometime in the future. Especially if they don't want to do DIY. Just try that, see what happens there. Damian Priest enters. Priest comes in, he starts hitting big boots on Gargano. Hitting a rolling elbow to Seth Rollins, then splashes both of them several times. Rollins hits a boot himself, but Priest gets out of it and drives Rollins' face into the mat. Gargano eats a elevated flatliner for his troubles. Theory tries to get Priest to help him, but Priest just kicks. Theory is just not going. Like people are trying. He's trying to get help from a lot of people. People's like, "Fuck you, man." So series of kicks get hit by everyone involved, but it was Priest who stands the tallest. Rollins comes in and hits the superplex Falcon Arrow combination on Damian Priest. But Priest kicks out of pinfall attempt. Bronson Reed enters. Boy, Bronson Reed is I think Bronson Reed's gonna get some type of connection with the fans, because I know he's not getting connection right now. That's because he's not on TV very much. But I think tonight proved why Bronson Reed is great at what he does. So Reed catches Priest and suplexes him back into the steel before running and delivering a splash onto Priest that against the structure of the pods. But again, this is what I'm talking about. The pod did not break. He tried to do this multiple. He was trying so hard to break the pod, and it just wouldn't break. Montez Ford came in here like a ball, like a bat out of hell. Ford immediately slaps Bronson Reed, then hits the Gary kick, lighting up the champion as he. So he starts lighting up the champion Austin Theory as he hits Spine Buster, looking for his inner. He tries to do the Rocks People elbow. Bronson Reed just fucking blasts Montez Ford with the clothesline. Reed lifts up Gargano and as Rollins clotheslines him off. This is like a doomsday device of some sort. What and what was great, and this is why I think Rollins and Gargano would be a great tag team in the future. So the doomsday device thing that was unintentional by Rollins and Bronson Reed, while Gargano's going backwards, he's hanging on and he hits a poison Rana on to Bronson Reed, which was great. Reed gets hit with So Bronson Reed is doing his own thing again. But everybody's on the outside of the pod, or not the pod, the ring where they're on the platform. And Montez Ford is scaling the structure, and he just does this massive splash on the people, which looked great. Then everyone's out inside the ring. Bronson Reed hits a trios of super kicks. Then Gargano and Rollins and finally Ford hit their finishers to get rid of him, with the frog splash doing the trick by Montez Ford. So I like that. It took 3 people to put out Bronson Reed. It's so much better than what WWE did earlier with Nikki Cross. I know Nikki Cross isn't like, Bronson Reed built up to look like Bronson Reed, but like her character is so crazy, you would need more than one person to put her down. That's not what happened though. But here, you had 3 people, Rollins, Gargano, and Montez Ford, putting Bronson Reed down with multiple finishers. That made Bronson look like a beast. And hopefully, fans have gotten on to Bronson Reed being great at what he does. But Bronson Reed isn't eliminated. This match is getting much better at, like, incredible at this point here. So Priest, is doing good. Priest gets back into there. He grabs. He starts hitting the Razor's Edge onto Austin Theory. Oh, hold on. Let me try that again. Gargano hits one final beat outside the ring to Austin Theory, but Priest grabs Gargano and hits the Razor's Edge. Davey Priest eliminates Gargano. That's one thing I didn't like about this match here. Is the way they got rid of Johnny Gargano so quickly after an incredible performance by Gargano. Gargano has had some really good performances so far in matches like the Rumble and the Chamber. So hats off to Triple H on that one. Rollins then lifts up Priest, follows to Ford hitting the blockbuster spine bust, the blockbuster move that I believe Bobby Roode does to eliminate Davey Priest. Rollins and Montez go back and forth. Ford wins out the exchange and then dives on to the out of the ring onto either side, takes out both of his opponents. Theory then gets set to hit Rollins, and he nails both men. And again, Montez Ford does more of this rock tribute for some reason, with a rock bottom to the Miz for some. I don't know why he's doing these rock tributes. It doesn't make. I'm very confused by that. But Montez looks for the frog splash. Austin Theory versus gets set up by the stop onto the outside of the structure, or the outside of where the platform is, gets hit by the curb stop by Seth Rollins. Theory capitalizes on, and Austin Theory is eliminated by, uh, or Montez Ford is eliminated by Austin Theory. So they're doing this angle here where Montez Ford is getting helped out by medical staff, and Rollins are going at it with Austin Theory. He hits the pedigree on Austin Theory. However, this is why the cage door was still open. Logan Paul comes in and hits a buckshot lariat before leaving him down. It's a stomp. So he hits Seth Rollins with the curb stomp. He slaps the door shut and leaves. Says Austin Theory. Logan Paul. Austin Theory hits the A-Town down, and Austin Theory retains your United States Championship in an incredible Elimination Chamber match. But yeah, that match was great. I enjoyed the Elimination Chamber match here. That was probably my match of the night. Everybody looked great out there. Gargano, despite the way he went out, was great. Bronson Reed looked like $1 million. There was a spot I forgot to mention here. Rollins tried to go for a power bomb off the pod, but fucking Gargano turned it into a Hurricane Runner off. I've never seen a Hurricane Runner off of one of the pods before. It was mind-blowingly awesome. But it does look like we're set in stone now. Logan Paul 100% versus Seth Rollins is going to be a show stealer. I don't like Logan Paul as a person, but him as a professional wrestler, he's great at what he does. And I think Rollins and Logan Paul have the potential to steal the show. And be one of the matches of the weekend for WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens there. Austin Theory looks like he's going to go on to face not Seth Rollins, John Cena at WrestleMania. We do know, based on the press conference, that Edge accepted the open challenge to Austin Theory's United States Championship. So tomorrow on Raw, it's going to be Edge versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. I think, and I could be wrong here, but I think this is where one of two things are going to happen to that. Either Finn Balor is going to attack Edge and cause a DQ or something, or I think the more likely thing that's going to happen here is Edge is going to get attacked by Finn Balor, and let's get the match for WrestleMania. Main event: Roman Reigns defeated Sami Zayn to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. This match was fun as hell. The story is great. Payoff is going to be even better. But the payoff, I'm telling you right now, it's not Sami Zayn winning the championship. I'm just going to throw that out there right now, and I want people to realize that's what I'm trying to say here. So, for 5 minutes, the crowd's chanting, this is like they're chanting for Sami Zayn. They're also chanting, fuck you, Roman, and all that stuff. Multiple times there's been kickouts that Roman's very good at, the 2.99999 kickouts. Sami Zayn delivers a few of his old Superman punches. Does actually get basically get one of the two actually put in the match to get his two haluva kicks. One actually does get a 2 count, and then the other one actually does get a visual pinfall, but there was no referee. We had the referee bump at one point. I love to see Roman trash talk Sammy's family at ringside, which is great. That was fun to see. We had, like I said, the first ref bump happened, and out comes Jimmy Uso. So Jimmy Uso, who's technically not allowed to be in Canada, but that was all squashed away. Both the Usos was here tonight. He took no time in eliminating Sami Zayn from the equation here. Starts attacking Sami Zayn, who, by the way, who's not supposed to be here in storyline purposes because Paul Heyman told the Usos to stay home. That didn't happen. But Sami was able to kick out. We got a second referee bump here. Paul Heyman grabs a chair from Roman, hands it to Roman. And while that's happening, Jey Uso gets into the ring. He's still conflicted what he's going to do. Roman hands him the chair. It looks like he's about to hit Roman with the chair. Roman just makes Jey look like a little bitch. It almost looked like he was going to hit him again. But Sami is getting ready to looks for the spear. He looks like he was aiming for Roman Reigns, but Jey Uso gets hit instead. And then Roman hits Sami with a lot of chairs. Chair shot after chair shot after chair shot. And then hits Sami with a spear. Referee gets in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains your Universal Championship. Now, after the match, Jimmy gets in the ring. They start attacking. Roman and Jimmy starts attacking Sami. Jey Uso, who has speared out of existence, he disappeared for the rest of the night. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens makes his return to WWE after his absence, being missed. Like, we haven't seen the Kevin Owens since the Royal Rumble. He comes out to save Sami Zayn, but he doesn't trust Sami Zayn yet. There's still some trust issues, and I get to that. He hits a stunner on everybody. Puts Jey Uso, or not Jey, Jimmy Uso through a table. Paul Heyman takes a beautiful stunner, by the way. So Paul Heyman's sell the stunner was great. He's about to hit Roman Reigns, was getting up into the corner, and Kevin Owens moves out of the way for Sami to hit the Haluva kick, but they don't embrace or hug. And so Kevin Owens leaves, and they look back at the WrestleMania side, and that's how the show goes off the air. Now, I know a lot of people, mainly people who don't really think about the bigger picture here, are upset that they dropped the ball, quote unquote. They didn't drop the ball, okay? Sami Zayn was never going to win the championship to begin with. I don't know why anybody thought he would. These are the fans who don't think about the business aspect of this at all, or the logical part of this. You guys should have known, even if it wasn't Cody Rhodes that was in the main event, if this was Seth Rollins in the main event, if this was Edge in the main event, if this was, I'm trying to throw names out here, even though he's not in the company, Jay White, if it was Jay White, if it was who else? Nakamura or oh God, I'm trying to think of Brock Lesnar or Bray Wyatt or whoever was in the spot Cody was in. Guess what? Sami Zayn was never going to win the championship regardless. Because guess what? This was never about Sami Zayn chasing Roman Reigns and the Universal title. This story has always been about Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. And that was proved last night. Because Jey Uso looks like he really wanted to hit Roman Reigns, but he has a loyalty to Roman, though. He was hesitant. The reason he didn't make his choice is because he's still unsure of what he wants to do. Now that Sami accidentally speared Jey, one of two things is going to happen. I put this in a tweet earlier. One, one or two things are going to happen. One, Jay is going to think the spear from Sami Zayn was not accidental. He's not going to take it as an accident. I mean, Jay could watch the footage back, but in a way he'll still think it looks like it was on purpose. The other thing that probably is going to happen, most likely is going to happen, is Roman Reigns is going to manipulate Jay into thinking that Sami did it on purpose. And that is when we get to the point where the Usos together turn on Sami Zayn. It's going to give a reason for Jay to. Either way you look at it, Jay now has a reason to be pissed at Sami Zayn, who just 2 days prior, just 2 days ago on SmackDown, told Sami Zayn, not 2 days ago on SmackDown, last week on SmackDown, he told Jey Uso that, hey man, I acknowledge you. And now that Sami is now that Roman's gonna manipulate Jay into thinking that the spear was on purpose, and he never liked Jay. Jay's gonna take the words Sami said and be like, you never liked me, just like I never liked you. Like, people forget when this storyline started, it was about the Usos, mainly Jimmy accepting Sami into the bloodline. And it took a while for Jay to accept him. Now we got a conflict here of what does Jay think? Like, this is all about the Usos, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. This is not about Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. It's not even about Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. Like, and let's be real, if we were in this situation here with Jey Uso and not Sami Zayn, the same thing would be happening here. This would not be Jey Uso going in being added to the championship match with Cody Rhodes. That's not happening. There was never going to be that was never going to happen. And this whole, like, ratings are not going to. He forgets, like, Dave Meltzer seems to forget, and I'm going to just throw him under the bus here because he is just one of those people that if the thing he doesn't want happens, he thinks it's the end of the fucking world. Like, for example, he says that Roman Reigns winning last night, and not having Sami win the titles is going to tank the ratings, even though the SmackDown Tag Team title match was the one that gave the ratings boost 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Jey Uso showing up to be a part of the tag match with Jimmy to take the challenge to defend the titles against Braun and Ricochet. That was the highest fucking segment rating wise on the show. I don't know what the highest rating segment for SmackDown this past week was on Friday was. I mean, it probably was Sami Zayn. I don't know. I mean, hell, it could be Ronda Rousey. Could probably. I don't know. We'll have to find that. I don't know. The full ratings for that quarterly hour stuff has not come out yet for SmackDown, so we'll know whenever that comes out. But point being is the ratings are not going to tank. WWE, Cody Rhodes specifically, is going to find a way to make sure you still care about the rest of the storyline, but also still care about Cody Rhodes winning the title. Because that's what so far he's been able to do that. How I would do it, I don't know. I think Cody Rhodes is going to try to put over Sami Zayn best as he can, even though he lost. Because remember, just because like Cody never technically ever actually said for Sami, go, you should win the title. Like, he put so much faith into Sami Zayn and the fans. And it's the point is, the story was never going to change. Triple H is not that. It's not Vince McMahon. This is not Kofi Mania. This is not the Yes Movement. Okay, people forget how terrible the outcomes, the follow ups to that was. Like, sure, it's great for the moment. That's what you guys want. You just want the moment. You don't actually give a shit about the storyline. Let's be real. If you really give a shit about the storyline, you would also talk about what you think is going to happen far beyond the story, far beyond Sami winning the title. I'm thinking about what happens after the title change, not while it's happening. Which is why I was sort of on the fence of Kofi Kingston winning, because I knew the second Kofi won the title, from there it's going to be downhill, and that's exactly what happened. The title reign was not very memorable. The matches he had with Dolph Ziggler were forgetful. Like, sure, he had one good match with Kevin Owens. That was about it. And I was excited when they pulled the trigger at the Randy Orton storyline, but it was terrible. The matches were terrible. The segments were terrible. The feud was terrible. And on top of that, they had Kofi Kingston still remain a member of the New Day. He still came out looking like a member of the New Day. He said he had, like, as much as I love the New Day, I didn't need that for the WWE Championship. I didn't need the fucking WWE champion throwing out pancakes coming out of his fucking tights. That was stupid. It was dumb. It was just dumb. The moment, you do not need just to have a moment. There's a bigger picture to be told here. No, WWE never told you that the end of the Sami Zayn bloodline part of the story was at Elimination Chamber. The storybook ending for both sides, for all three sides actually, because you got to include the Rhodes into this, is Sami Zayn teaming with his best friend and Kevin Owens, who right now still has trust issues with Sami Zayn. And by the way, we have 6 more weeks to tell this story. They have plenty of time to have Sami and Kevin Owens reconcile, because technically, Kevin Owens did a favor for Sami Zayn. Like, had Kevin Owens not come out, you would have had the issue of, well, why would I care about Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn when Kevin Owens didn't bother to help Sami? You know, this was done by design. This was I enjoyed the ending segment. The storyline. Listen, Sami Zayn winning the championship, the tag titles with his best friend, is not step down. WWE has conditioned you to think that the tag titles is a step down, and it's not. Triple H loves tag team wrestling. This should main event night 1 over Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. It should be Sami Zayn and the Usos, or Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos for the tag titles. Main event night 1 with Sami and Kevin Owens winning and closing night 1 with a moment. A good, heartfelt moment that people are going to talk about forever. Night 2 should end with the rest of the bloodline coming down, with Roman Reigns losing the titles to Cody Rhodes. I'm excited. I'm intrigued to see where it goes next, because that's what I tweeted this out yesterday after a few hours after that happened. What WWE did tonight seems to be working, because people are talking about it. Doesn't matter if the ending was good or bad. That's exactly what WWE wanted. They wanted you to talk about it. It's getting a response. And guess what? People who are mad are still going to watch, because they want to know what's going to happen next. What is Jey Uso actually going to do? We don't actually know what Jey Uso is going to do. They didn't get we just don't know what's going to do. And I'm excited to see what happens. Hell, Cody Rhodes will probably still put over Sami Zayn, and Sami will probably get involved in the segment, but it won't be for Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Like, in theory, the Usos still cost Sami Zayn the championship. Like, whether people want to admit it or not, the Usos got involved with the decision of the match. Twice. Because, if you really think about it, had Sami not actually hit Jay, Sami probably would have won the titles. But no, Sami hit Jay because Jay got involved. So there it is. There it is. That's all you need to know. But all in all, I thought I enjoyed Elimination Chamber. I enjoyed the show. Montreal. They should go to Montreal more often for pay-per-views. I just love when they go overseas. Not overseas, but go to a different country for pay-per-views. Maybe not Saudi Arabia. But places like Montreal and they're going to be in London for Money in the Bank. Cardiff, because they did Cardiff last year for Clash at the Castle. They may do Clash at the Castle again in Cardiff. I wouldn't mind it. Actually, not in Cardiff, but like anywhere else, you can go for Clash at the Castle in Scotland. You can do that there, or whatever. But again, I enjoyed the show. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. So the card now for WrestleMania, based on how everything looks, officially on the show right now, we got 3 official matches announced for the show. Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes. SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. And Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair defending against Asuka. Rumored matches based on last night. Austin Theory versus rumored to be John Cena. The Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins and Edge versus Finn Balor. Other matches is rumored for WrestleMania. If depends on if that's still the plan. Damage Control defending the tag titles against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Bray Wyatt is going to wrestle either Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar. We still are unsure on that. The other match is probably going to be Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. Stone Cold Steve Austin I don't know if he's still going to wrestle on the show or not, but he may or may not have a presence on the show. But that's so far the match. And Gunther probably defending the Intercontinental title against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. But that looks to be somewhat of the card for WrestleMania right now. And some of the things that was announced already. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with what was done last night? Do you think that there is a bigger picture to be told here with Sami Zayn and the Usos and Kevin Owens? Do you think that the Usos still cost Sami the championship? Do you think what WWE was done was stupid? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Also hit that like button. Do all the other stuff. Subscribe. All the other social media stuff is going to be in the description. And it won't be hard to find us on the audio platforms. Just type in Misfit Wrestling Podcast on Spotify or wherever, you'll find it. It's like the picture is of MJF and Roman Reigns holding their titles. It's kind of not hard to miss. But I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been your Elimination Chamber, or your late Elimination Chamber review. Sorry if my nose feels like it's been stuffed up or something. I got to take care of that. But yeah. Until then, I will see you guys back here for Monday Night Raw tomorrow. The Fallout Elimination Chamber and the official build to WrestleMania begins. I am very, very worried of how I'm going to do this whole thing. That's 2 nights of WrestleMania. You also got Ring of Honor's not Fight for the Fall. What the hell is that damn show? Super Card of Honor. So I don't know how I'm going to do all that, and SmackDown. So that's a lot of weekend. The whole WrestleMania weekend is gonna kill me. It's gonna ruin me so much. But but I will see you guys later for Monday Night Raw. Hopefully I'll be back all week next week or this coming week. But yeah, I've been Matt the Misfit. Until then, we're out.